All right, y'all, let's make supper with us. So first, you put your rice in your pan and add 4 tablespoons to 2 cups of rice of olive oil. Then I sauteed the rice in the olive oil with 1 tablespoon of minced garlic and just a little bit of onion powder. I just measured with my heart. And then while I was sauteing that, I was going back and forth doing dishes, so that's why I just kept you over here because it was just so much easier that way. So after I got that done and sauteed, and my kid was asleep. My youngest was actually asleep during half of this video, so it made my life so much easier not having to hold him and try to tend to him while I was trying to do the rest of this. Then after I added all that in, I added in my chicken broth, which was 4 cups of chicken broth to 2 cups of rice. And I also added in I forgot to mention, I did add cumin into it just a pinch. And then I also added in our 1 can of tomato sauce. It says to do 2, but I think 2 is too much, so I only do 1. You can measure however you want, whatever you prefer. I just think that 2 tomato sauces would be way too much for 2 cups of rice, so I still just did 1. And then right here, I'll put the butter in the pan, getting the steaks ready. I had to chop them up into little strips and put them in the pan. And I always it says to put a lot of butter in there, and I'm glad I do. That way it doesn't stick to the pan. And I do cook the steak on low heat and just let it cook while the rice is cooking, because that way by the time the rice is done, the um steak is done. And all you do after you add your chicken broth and your tomato sauce is bring the rice to a boil, and after it starts boiling, turn it down on low and put a top on it and let it simmer until it gets thick and absorbs all that chicken broth. And then you'll know when it's done because it'll have like no more liquid in it. And then after that, you just oh, also I did put my steaks in a separate bowl after I put them into strips and put the Kinder's steak blend seasoning on them. I do put them in a bowl and shake them up just so the seasoning like gets all over the steaks, because that's just my preference. Absolutely love the Kinder steak blend. It's literally so good. And I'm also sorry this video is super long, but the rice got done and now we're finishing up the steaks. Like I said, they're nearly done together. The steaks only liked a little bit more. So I just moved this over into this pan so I could put it in the fridge easier and store it for later, because my husband's going to come home and eat some, and then we'll probably eat it for leftovers tomorrow too, because it's so much that it lasts like 2 days. And then at the end, you add your Poncho's cheese dip, and then you add cilantro leaves on top. You don't have to add them, but I do, and I think they're good. I like them in it, so I do add them. And then I went back to finishing up some dishes because the dishes were needed to be done that I had just done, plus whatever was left in the sink. I wanted to go ahead and get those done. And I am so sorry. This is probably the longest video I'll ever post, maybe. I should have probably broke these up into 2, but I didn't. So it is what it is. But then I got all the dishes done while both of my kids played in the living room together and under my feet together. And then right before we went to bed, we had to do some laundry because I wanted to get all the laundry caught up and put up. That way tomorrow when I do have to start washing blankets and sheets and everything, all my baskets are empty and clean, ready for me to add stuff to them so that I can fold and put them up. But other than that, that is it, and we are calling it a night because your girl is tired. I have done a lot today, I feel like, and I am ready to relax and chillax. And so are the kiddos. I think my oldest is already out with his little dog, and that is it. Love you guys, and I'll